Awesome Aries. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. I've got your Aries 2024 horoscope. It's a huge year for you and Librans this year. So, firstly, what we're going to do is go to the board. I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the year for you before we actually get stuck into your horoscope in depth. So let's go to the board now. Here it is. So let's do the cards firstly, and I like to close my eyes first. I'm seeing your glyph, and your glyph is actually changing. It's this sign here. This is the glyph for Aries. It's actually turning into a bird, and these little wings are waving as I've got my eyes closed. Closing my eyes again. So it means that it's probably a year for you to look at the big picture and also to go places. The bird is turning into a seagull. Means there's opportunities abound. You have to be quick and get in there. Think about seagulls pinching chips while you're at the beach. They just fly in and grab a chip literally out of your hands. Maybe you don't have to be as aggressive as that. Although Mars is your ruler, you're perfectly capable of being that aggressive if you need to be. But there's a fair bit of energy here going on with Libra as well. So maybe some sort of compromise is called for. But we'll come to that in a moment. So the first card, if you like, for the first half of the year, you can think of it in time. The first card that comes out is about your money. So it's about getting organised. This card, as such, does not indicate whether it's in a positive or a negative way, whether your money is going down or increasing. It doesn't say that. However, there is a lot of green in this card, and there's also sort of like an aqua blue. The focus is on your money. The green gives some sort of element of growth. The blue is some sort of creativity or some sort of messaging coming, of course, from your throat chakra. So you could be putting messages out there into the world and into the universe, in fact, sending those messages out to spirit about your finances. It's a source of focus for you in the first half of the year. Now, the second half of the year, what do I see for Aries? It's a parchment scroll opening up. The colour is not the usual sort of beigey, old, sort of ancient looking colour that I normally see. It's sort of like a pale sky blue, which indicates it's to do with your mind. The sky of mind, a lot of fresh ideas and that sort of thing coming through. Just looking at this scroll that's unfolding in front of my eyes, it's in all sorts of codes that I don't know, of course, and the feeling is, again, ancient, but there's a modern twist. You could be drawing on something from your ancestry, like an ancestral energy that goes way, 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 way back, but you do it in a very modern way. What's this thing I'm seeing? Oh, wow. It's an abacus. So again, it's the opposites of the ancestry, what you've inherited, and then a more modern concept, or how to update what you've already inherited. Abacus is about, of course, a few hundred years old. Actually, it might go back thousands of years. I'm thinking the Chinese had abacuses, abaci, if there's such a word, I don't know, but I'm thinking that they went back a long way. So these are like easy ways to count, mathematical computations and things like that. So it's like you're going to, in 2024, to sum this all up in a more clear way, you're going to take some old-fashioned ideas that you may have inherited, or somehow you've got that old-fashioned energy about something, and you're going to update them into something that works better for these modern times. The card that comes out is the Eight of Pentacles. It's about, again, about money. It's about working for money, often using your hands, but in these days, of course, that could mean online because of all the typing one has to do. It means working. It means bringing money in, being appropriately rewarded for the work that you do. The important thing to note with this work is it's got a spiritual inclination to it. Doesn't mean that that the subject is or the topic is spiritual. It may not be. You might be doing videos about cats, for example, but you might focus more on the benefits of cats towards their owners. So it might be improved well-being for the owner, or some sort of emotional sort of energy there that you can focus on, rather than just talking about cats. So there's sort of like a spiritual, emotional kind of inclination regardless of the topic. Money coming to you for the good, creative and spiritual work that you do. So that's fabulous. Alrighty, so let's go to your horoscope. It's important to note that there is a lot going on. Mercury retrograde is happening 3 times. I haven't included this because it's not in your sign. So what I'm doing is including the things that directly relate to you. Mercury goes retrograde 3 or 4 times every year. This year, it's important to note that it turns direct on the 1st of January, starting 2024, with more clear and concise messaging and ideas. Of course, there is a shadow period after the 1st for about a week or so, but it is a good omen to start the year with Mercury turning direct. Now, firstly, your ruling planet at the end of the year is Mars. It will be going retrograde from the 6th of December 2024 to the 23rd of February 2025. Directly impacts you very strongly. So maybe write those dates down. You might be feeling a bit more irritable, a bit restless. You may not have the energy that you normally have. It's more about, maybe instead of trying to manifest things in the physical world, it's more about planning and thinking about things, going within, using that Mars retrograde energy to work out ways to do things in a new way, a new manner. Okay. For you, I have put the eclipses here because it does directly affect you, because there's a lot going on here with the eclipses and also the moon's nodes. So we have the North Node here in your sign to start the year off, and also the South Node opposite in the 7th house of significant partnerships. To start the year off, the North Node is conjunct Chiron. So this is about your future and your destiny and the spiritual ways that you can bring your destiny to light in the world. Here, there may be some sort of painful memories or something coming up about the ways that you've been limited or hurt or maybe even minimized in how you approach the world. It could be to do also with your physical body or your appearance or your identity, but there's been some wounding there. And the North Node is all about bringing that to light, the fullness of the wounding, so that you can heal yourself and then present yourself to the world in a new light, a healed light. And sometimes scars play up. So not only do we have physical scars, of course, but we have emotional and spiritual scars. And so these scars may play up, and it's about you realizing at a very, very deep level how you can maybe utilize whatever's happened to you in your life, and you can utilize that for the benefit of everybody else and get your message out into the world. It's all about your independence, your personal autonomy and sovereignty. And I don't use the word sovereignty in a light sense. Certainly here on YouTube, so many conspiracy theories about sovereignty. It's got nothing to do with governments. It's a energy you have within, your own royalness, your royal highness, being above the mere earth. And although you're above the earth, you're still in connection with the earth, because the earth is your body. But it's like looking at the full picture, which does seem to be a little bit of a theme for you according to the visions I just saw. Opposite, of course, over here, the South Node is the way that you've previously related to your important relationships, including those people that you don't get on with. So what you've got to balance is the need for compromise, the need for balance with relationships, with your own autonomy and your own desires, what you're supposed to do with your life, your life's mission, and where that sits with your important relationships. So you might have children, you might have employers, you might have a partner, or even a business partner. It's not just romantic. This can be business partnerships as well. But finding that balance that works for everyone, for the highest good of all concerned. So that's really an important theme for you this year. The lunar eclipse is in Libra, and that will be the 23rd of March. Here, I haven't put it in, that wasn't very smart, I meant to. The lunar eclipse on the 23rd of March, and that is going to activate this very thing of independence versus relationship, because the lunar eclipse is going to be a lot of energy that you will feel within, but you may not necessarily act upon it immediately, but it is to do with your important relationships. The solar eclipse is in your sign approximately 2 weeks later on the 8th of April, and this will activate your need for independence, your need to get your message out into the world and to be who you really are, who you truly are. So it's fairly important. Then there's a lunar eclipse in Pisces, and that will be on the 17th of September, and that's all about your spirituality, getting a shake-up. You could have some huge realizations and revelations coming up from your subconscious around the 17th of November. The next solar eclipse is the 2nd of October, again in Libra. So that brings a new beginning to your relationships, like things are regenerated. If you're in a long-term relationships, there's rejuvenation, or perhaps you meet someone important, or there's a new beginning around partnerships, maybe even legalities, but it's very positive. You could be signing some sort of contract that's important, for example. Or even if you have, in the old days was called open enemies, it was called. Open enemies, these are just people you don't get on with. So there could be a new beginning around those relationships. You might have a family member that you don't see eye to eye with, and there's some sort of olive branch or healing that goes on there, and a new beginning results. Then we have Jupiter going into Gemini on the 25th of May here. This is going to bring a huge influx of communications energy to you. It's a great time for studying, investigating, researching. It's a great time for promotion and marketing, getting yourself out into the world more. It's also fabulous for any community efforts, working with your neighbours, getting things done around your local community, paying bills, chatting over the back fence to your neighbour and such like. You might even hear from distant family members around this time. Pluto is doing huge transformations this year, darting. Pluto doesn't dart anywhere, actually. It's a very slow planet, but it is oscillating between Aquarius and Capricorn. So it will be going into Aquarius from the 23rd of March to the 11th of June, and then again from the 19th of November to the 8th of March 2043. I'll be positively getting on and along in the tooth by that stage. It's in your house of friends and groups and hopes and dreams. This means a transmutation of your hopes and dreams. It's like radical evolution. It's like transformation, and some friends could disappear, or you might have new friends come into your life. Same with groups. Groups could become more important. I'm just seeing a key while I'm seeing that, so that indicates to me that groups will be of key importance to you. over the next 20 years, joining the appropriate group for what you're interested in. So that's a snapshot for you, dear Awesome Aries, of what's going on for 2024. Regarding your nodes that I mentioned before, they will be in this configuration all year. So all year, this independence versus the other, the significant other, is a bit of a theme that is going on for you. Okay, I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and a comment, and I just want to wish you all the very best for 2024. It's going to be a bit of a whirlwind. Things are happening very fast. Things are really speeding up, quickening on the planet now. Thanks again. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.